14. Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty, riches come of the Lord. Wisdom, knowledge and understanding of the law are of the Lord. Love and the way of good works are from him.
Yeah, so everything goes back to the Lord, man. You know, so even the good times and the bad times, the joy and the suffering, it all goes back to the Lord. So we know that even when we go through bad times, it's like you can be comforted that, you know, yeah, it's coming through Satan, but it goes to the Lord. Like, the blessings will come through Yahawashi. So there's no such thing as Satan has complete control over my life and he's just gonna, no, he can't do anything except that which he was commanded to do from the Heavenly Father, man, you know. So yeah, man, and the scripture says whom the Lord loveth, he chastens, you know. So when you're going through the hell, that's a sign that, look, the Lord is dealing with you, man. That's why the apostles say, like, you can have a good, you know, couple of weeks, a good couple of months, but then if you go in years with no adversity, no, scrap that. If you go in months without no adversity, you should start getting scared, man.
Wait,
it's a bit too easy.
And when you get to that point, that's when the adversity comes.
Yeah.
So it's all spiritual.
So you gotta love the suffering, man. Okay? That's as Apostle Yahawah says, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, man. You know? Go on,
This is Surah chapter 2 verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord Yahawashi, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in times of trouble.
So it says constantly endure, meaning that you're gonna have temptation after temptation, suffering after suffering, man. Okay, so set thy heart aright, which basically means get your mind in check, man. Don't think you're gonna come here and get some easy ride, man, and it's all gonna be laughing, jokes and games and hee hee ha ha. No, set your mind right, knowing that I'm gonna deal with problems, man. I'm gonna deal with hardships. I'm gonna deal with situations, and it says constantly endure. Keep going up, there's a little bit more of that.
Verse 3. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end.
Yeah, cleave unto him, because you got people, right, that they can recite, you know, whole chapters, they can do the precepts and brilliant speakers, brilliant everything, and then when it's time to apply the scriptures, they're going off emotions, man. Or when the situation comes, they're going off emotions, they're not applying the scriptures, you know, or a little bit of adversity comes and they're losing it, man, you know. It says cleave unto him. The scriptures has told you, okay, you're gonna go through stuff, but it's not like, well, you're left alone now, just go through it. No. What's the solution? Cleave unto him. We read it in Psalm 61. Hear my cry, O Most High, attend unto my prayer. So when you're going through it, you pray. You cleave unto the Lord. You read the scriptures, man. You know, and you use it you do it to the best of your ability. And when the Lord sees that you're trying, he'll ease up from you, man.
Precept. Precept to that, yeah? Surah 8 and 8 says, despise not the discourse of the wise, but acquaint thyself with their proverbs, for of them thou shalt learn instruction and how to serve great men with ease. Miss not the discourse of the elders, for they also learn of their fathers, and of them that shall learn understanding, and to give answers as need requireth.
That's why it's good to listen to the apostle elders, man. You know, like you can watch brothers camps and that, but you should always be watching the apostle elders, man. Okay, and it says don't miss the discourse of the elders, because from them you learn, you get the experience, man. They've gone through certain situations, and like I said, you understand the process of things, and the more you endure, then you start to experience those same things, man. Okay, like I was even laughing to myself this week, like when I was reminiscing of when I that 1 year straight before I actually came into the camp, of me just watching the apostles, man. Like every day after school, that's all I could think about. Just come home and watch, right? Constant. And this was back on 34th Street, like when the videos were like 15 minutes each one. Right? And then the apostles were like, don't fall out for no woman, don't fall out for no. They were just giving like different examples, scenarios. Don't fall out for a woman, don't fall out for a job, don't fall out for this, don't fall out for that. And I remember I was like, I said, would I say Yahawashi Shy, I'm never gonna fall out. Like, I made an oath to the Lord, man. And all the things I made the oath to are all the temptations I deal with later on now, man. You know? You see? So it's a thing of,
now you have to uphold.
you have to uphold that, man.
Yep.
You know? But the point is that it's like the Lord knows how to get you, man. The Lord knows how to test you. Because my test might be easy for this brother, you know, vice versa. So whatever you've got to cleave unto the Lord through that hardship, man. You know?
So like, I made a similar oath.
Yeah.
And I noticed that it's exactly those things that I got tested on too. And again, that's why I'm here now, because I feel like I have to keep up my end of oath, because the Lord delivered on his end. So now I've got to do this work.
And when you make them oaths, man, like, we're men. So we ain't a woman where we have to go to our husbands or our fathers to get that oath confirmed. As men, you make that oath straight to listen to the Lord, man. You make that oath to the Lord, you have to uphold it, man. Because it's by his name, and if you break it, the Lord's going to hold it against you, man. Was there a bit more on the
Surah 3, yeah?
Yeah.
I've got it. It says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him.
Yeah, so like you were talking about instant gratification. When you take gold out of the ground, it looks ugly, you know. It don't look like anything. It just looks like some dirt, man. Like some old piece of rock.
It's like a stone. Just look at the stone.
But then you got to put it through that fire. You got to melt it and all of that stuff. All right. I think the process they call it smelting.
Yeah,
Something like that. And then you see the beauty of what you thought was just a regular rock, man. You know. So the reason why I mentioned instant gratification is that people want to dig. Like, it's like they come to the truth. They want to dig and get the beautiful gold bar out of the ground. It don't work like that. You have to go through the heat, man. So if you're not willing to walk the path, don't expect the reward, man. Don't expect the beauty which is to follow. Okay? Go on, huh?
Yeah, it says, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him.
So like we were talking about Daniel, and as the elder was saying, that was symbolic of what's to come and what's about to happen. We are going through the fire, man. You know, acceptable men through the furnace of adversity, man. So for us to even be acceptable, you have to go through the furnace. All right. You think of it that way. That's why we should aspire to love suffering, man. Yeah. Love it, man. Embrace it, man. You know, shit. Ask for it. David said, "Test my integrity, man, and prove me."
And you know what too, with suffering, that's how you're able to become a better person.
Yeah.
Because you're able to find out why you're suffering. So like when you make a whole lot of mistakes, you make those mistakes.
Right.
Not to make the mistakes again, but to learn from those mistakes. And each time you learn from each and every mistake you make, then you become what? Someone great. You know, someone that's very professional.
That's what
so
you
to
say,
speak.
elder. You level up.
Yeah, there you go. You level up.
I've got a precept for that, what you just said there. Surah 7 and 3 says, sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better.
So yeah, the heart, which is what the mind, man, because you become stronger, basically, man. You become stronger. That's like when you go to the gym and you work out and stuff.
And I was checking out the video you did.
Oh yeah.
Hey, bro, that had me motivated. I was in the gym next day.
Oh
bro,
yeah,
you know.
I'm trying to get back on it, man.
Yeah, I'm on the weights too, man. I touch on the weights too.
But what you do in the gym, you're breaking your body, man. You're actually beating your body down. So like you've got muscles, right? And let's say that the telomere pairs are like this. You go gym and it becomes 1 again. But then when it builds back, it becomes 3. Then you break it down to nothing again. It becomes 4. Then you break it down again. It becomes 5. So that's
levels.
That's how you get bigger, man.
Yep.
What's
You
that?
know?
That's the fibers, the muscle
The
fibers.
fibers, yeah. So you have to keep basically putting that pressure on your body to see the rewards of what you want, man.
And you know what too, like you was going into, you said I was watching a bit of the live show you, but I think it was you said what is it, man, something to the effect of right, what I think the Apostle Paul said. It profits very little, but it profits.
Yeah.
Because what you want to do, like when you get into any kind of sports, you want to hurt yourself. You want to put yourself through the ringer, and that's how you get that's how you get the results you want. But you don't do what you can already do. You pretty much overstep the boundaries, so to speak.
A lot of people feel depressed and they want to go on these medicines and my life is over. Nigga, if you went for a run, you'd feel better, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
like sometimes you have to engage your whole body, man. You know.
Yeah.
Run express.
The body releases dopamines in the brain, which is the best painkiller for the body. Dopamine.
I didn't know that.
I've got a precept, if I may, but it goes back to a topic you just mentioned about when you vowed the vow to Yahawah, saying, you know,
Oh yeah, why not?
and then the trials you went through. I just want to talk about vowing the vow. This is Judges 11 and 30.
And brother, before you go there, and not only it's like
That's all right.
another thing too I want to talk about as well is testosterone. Now testosterone is another is a hormone that actually propels you to be like, you know, like
It drives. It's a
it drives
driver.
you. It's got more of a drive to you.
Yeah.
You know, you get more of a sense of drive.
Yeah.
But it also puts you in a good mood as well.
Can't.
It puts you in that state of mind where you can conquer the world.
Endorphins.
So right, endorphins.
Yeah.
So that's why you also got to work out too.
And that testosterone, as the elder was saying, what it leads to a higher
Sex drive.
sex drive because you're building more sperm, man.
Yeah.
And when you check it out, right, there's something called semen retention, which a lot of our ancestors practice, man. Like it's even in the law. It says when you're about to go to war, don't come at your wives for 3
Right.
days, man.
Yeah.
Because that 3 days is the amount for your body to replenish to a good enough state to be strong, man.
Yeah.
That's why, like, let's be honest, man. You have sex, you feel weak, man. Like,
You weaken your legs. Yeah, and women have tried it too. Clarissa Shields, she's a, you know, all this bloody women boxing, but you know, it's still. She said she tried it a little bit before she had sex before, and then she said she felt weaker. You take your durability for taking punches is less too.
You know, and also mentally, it gives you more clarity, man.
Yeah, it does.
You know, that's where your power's at, really. You know,
It's all
so
mental.
yeah, man.
I've got a
You
precept.
about judges, isn't it?
Back up on making vows to Yahawah. Judges 11:30, and Jephthah vowed a vow and said unto Yahawah, and said, if thou shalt withal fail to deliver the children of Ammon into my hands, then shall it all be, so like I said that wrong, if thou shalt deliver the children of Ammon into my hands, then shall it be that whatsoever come forth out of the doors of my house to meet me, when I return in peace from the children of Ammon, shall surely be Yahawah's, and I will offer it up as a burnt offering.
That's why when you make vows, man, you gotta know what the hell you're talking about, man. You know, like don't be making them
crazy,
crazy vows, man. Like
Unrealistic, yeah.
making them
Gotta be very
unrealistic.
careful. Shalom, brother. Brother.
And that's what the scriptures. So like that's what the scripture says. If you're not sure, don't make a vow. If you're not sure, it's best you don't say it at all.
Like them vows, man. It's not something you make every other day, man. That's like a once in a blue moon type of thing, so to speak, because you gotta keep them, man. You know, when you vow, like that's an oath, man. You know, go on, huh?
So Jephthah passed over the children of Ammon to fight against them, and Yahawah delivered them into his hands.
Like when Herod, was it? Let me get it right. When his daughter danced, man.
Yeah.
And in his drunkenness, he said, anything you want. He made that vow, man. So he didn't want to show himself to be one of them kings that say something and then when it's time to deliver, he ain't about it.
It's honorable.
You know? And then look what the mother inspired her to do. Oh yeah, go and ask for the head of John, man. So what did Herod have to do? You know?
And can I just add to that? Your vows should be for the most part, what's the word, man? Private.
Yeah.
Between you and the Most High, because say for example you say I'll never hit a woman. Who said that? There was a comedian that said that. What's his name? Chris, one of them Chris guys. Chris Rock. He said I'll never hit. You know what the woman done, innit? Everywhere he went, she was trying to get him to hit him.
Yeah.
She was testing him
Yeah.
because you made your vow. You made it to I'll never hit a woman, and then the woman want to test you to see if you can keep it.
Yeah.
So that's the Lord made you do. Right. So your vow should be private and personal to you. For the most part.
Yep, verse 33. And he smote them from Ariel even unto thou came to Minnith, and 20 cities, and unto the plains of the vineyards with a great slaughter. Thus the children of Ammon were subdued before the children of Israel. Then Jephthah came to Mizpah unto his house, and behold, his daughter came out to meet him with timbrels and with dances, and she was his only child. Beside her he had neither son nor daughter. And it came to pass when he saw her, that he rent his clothes and said, Alas, my daughter, thou hast brought me very low, and thou art one of them that trouble me, for I have opened my mouth to Yahawah and cannot go back. And she said unto him, My father, if thou hast opened thy mouth unto Yahawah to do to me according to that which proceeded out of thy mouth, for as much as Yahawah have taken vengeance for thee over thine enemies, even over the children of Ammon. And she said unto her father, Let this thing be done for me, and let me alone 2 months, that I may go up and down in the mountains and bewail my virginity, I and my fellows. And he said, Go. And he sent her away for 2 months, and she went with her companions and bewailed her virginity upon the mountains. And it came to pass at the end of 2 months that she returned unto her father, who did according to the vow which she had vowed, and she had known no man, and it was as it was a custom in Israel. And the daughters of Israel went yearly to lament the daughter of Jephthah the Gileadite for 4 days in a year. So basically,
no, go on.
I was like I didn't mean to cut you, but yeah. So basically, he vowed the vow and he had to keep it. You know, he said he'd sacrifice whatever first came out to meet him, and his daughter came out. So that was a stupid vow. You know, he spoke rashly with his mouth, but yet he had to deliver the vow because he made a promise to Yahawah. I'll get back to you, Slaki.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, be careful what you vow, man. You know, the Lord won't hold you guiltless.
Even the apostle said that. I remember watching, I think it's Apostle Goodbye, he said, you know, you got to be careful when you're asking for things from the Lord and you're making vows, because if you say something, don't be surprised when the Lord brings it to pass and you have to deliver on your end.
So you just be praying, Lord looking at you like, oh yeah, okay. And then later on down the line, he brings it on you. You've got to deal with it, man. You know? Karab, you got that?
You wanted
that Corinthians.
Corinthians.
Yeah.
Right, this Corinthians 12. Put this down. It's Corinthians 12 on the talents, on the gifts. 12 and 4. And there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. There are differences of administrations, but the same Lord. There are diversities of operations, but it's the same power which worketh in all. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal. For one, to give is the spirit of the word of wisdom, to another the spirit of word of knowledge, by the same Spirit, to another faith.
And this is why from time to time it's good to go over this chapter, because it reminds us of all the offices and all the positions in the truth, solely for the reason how we can see how the body of Yahawashi works, man. You know, because you talk about the Lord himself, but then we are the body of Yahawashi upon the earth. Lord willing, we're of the elect, of that number, man. You know, so as like the eyes don't fight the nose don't fight the toes don't fight the arms, like they all work in synergy together. That's how the body has to work, man. You know?
What's up? For one, to give is the spirit of the wisdom, to another word of knowledge by the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit. And that is the Spirit, because Elder Apostle have been done a video upon that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, faith, you know. The brothers don't have, you know, Thomas doubting Thomas.
Yeah.
But he still had faith, you know.
Because everyone's not on the same level of faith, man. That's another thing. Like, that's something you learn in Christianity that's a load of bullshit, man. Like, oh, I have faith in God so everyone can know, man. Faith is given in measures. Like, some men have more faith than others, okay? When Yahawashi told the disciples to get in the boat and cross to the other side, he'll meet them there. All of a sudden a storm came, and then Yahawashi came to them walking on the sea. And that's the thing, picture it, man. In your head, it's dark, it's raining, the scriptures, and they, guess what? Like, I think it was 3 or 4 of the disciples were fishermen, so they were experienced seamen, okay? So for them to be scared, you gotta know that storm was bad, man. Like, you can be in an airplane, right? And then there's a bit of turbulence, everyone starts screaming, but the pilots are composed because they're used to this, man. You know? So I'm sure Peter and them, man, they had storms on the before, man. And it's the protocol. It goes like this. Turn the boat this way, do this for the wind to get the sail up. Will be good. But for them to be that scared to think they're gonna die out there, that was a hell of a storm, man. Then to make it worse, now you see a figure of a man coming to you on the sea. The scripture said they were screaming because they thought it was a spirit that was coming towards them, man. And then Yahawashi got close enough for him to speak to them. Peter was like, if it's you, I'm gonna come out to you. Now that's faith. The other disciples didn't have that level of faith. Thomas clearly didn't have that level of faith. Not to say that Thomas didn't have faith. It's just that it wasn't at the same level as that apostle, man, or that disciple at the time.
So to see it to believe.
So it works the same even now. Brothers have different. Like some brothers are more willing to, to do certain things or deal with. It just depends, man. It just depends on that man. But it doesn't mean the one with so-called less faith is not as much a brother, or the one that has more faith is greater. We're all the same. It's just that whatever the Lord has given us, man.
To another, faith by the same Spirit. To another, the gifts of healing by the same Spirit. To another, the working of miracles. To another, prophecy.
So you're gonna have some brothers in that day, man, where brothers do miracles, man. Yahawashi said, the things that I do, ye shall do greater, man. Okay. So the time has come when the scripture says, lift up a standard, man. He's gonna give us that spirit where miraculous things will start happening.
To another, the working of miracles. To another, prophecy. To another, discerning of spirits. To another, diverse kinds of tongues. To another, interpretation of tongues.
So like read up a bit.
Verse 10. To another, the working of miracles. To another, prophecy. To another, discerning of spirits.
So you got men that are really good at prophesying, man. Meaning that they can get into all the breakdowns, man. They know the prophecies. They can explain it with clarity. Okay. You got those who. What's the next verse up?
And miracles.
Miracles, man. Now that's not to say that. You see, a lot of people get mixed up with this chapter, right? It's not to say that if this is your office, you're not good at anything else. You're meant to be good at everything, or have you have an all-rounder.
Yeah.
But the point is that you have a topic that you're good at. You have an office that you excel in. Okay, that's just your gift and blessing from the Lord. But don't get comfortable thinking, well, if I'm good at this, that's Esau's bullshit, man. You work in this department, so you don't know anything else, what goes on in the business or nah, man.
And too, the reason why they do it like that, because naturally Esau, they're one-dimensional beings.
Yeah.
Jake, we're multi-dimensional. Like if you look at rappers and what they'll do is they'll get even involved in acting. And then they'll get involved in the business world. And they'll do like multiple different things at the same time. So that's the spirit of our people.
Like Elder.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx.
He's a good singer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brother can box as well.
He can box, yeah.
Sing, acting too.
And Jake pick up things quick, man.
Yeah.
That Esau's got to devote his whole life to become average at something. Like, come on, man.
Same thing with 50 Cent. Same thing with 50 Cent.
Yeah.
50 Cent, he was into the rap thing. Then he got into the acting and he could box. He's known to be a good boxer.
And he has his clothing range as well.
Yeah,
G Unit or whatever they.
So like I might give another example. If you look at Wesley Snipes, like he is an actor, but he's into the martial arts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And if you look at the films he's done, like White Men Can't Jump, he's got some basketball skills too. So Jake is multi-talented if they're given a chance.
All around. Yeah.
We can multitask. No matter what some of them feminist women say. Is it only men can't multitask.
It's bullshit.
They got that from we are the multitaskers.
Yeah. We've got our hand in every pie, man, and we're good at it too.
Yep.
And that's why Esau was jealous, because he actually has to try. Like you can see when he's doing something, he's forcing it, man. But with Jake, it's just natural, man.
There's one thing he's good at though, it's adultery.
Yeah.
Like James Bond, if you watch James Bond, it's just pure adultery, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Covetousness.
Yes, covet every man, it's woman, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got some.
Yeah.
One verse, where is it? The gifts. Verse 10. Prophecy, another prophecy as well.
So the point I was making is that you're gonna have that office or that area that you're really good at, but still you gotta know everything else to a certain degree, man. You know, this is why, like, you have brothers that are like I'll be watching some of them brothers in America, man, and their intros and stuff, and they're speaking Hebrew like they've been speaking it from they were born, and it's like, oh shit, like this brother's good, man. You know, you watch the videos, some brothers get into that, you know, but it doesn't mean that they don't know about the prophecies. No, man, their speciality or their gift is the tongues, man. You know, but they still know other stuff. You know, go on, huh?
It's like you could be a cameraman and then you could be a reader, and then from there you could speak.
You know, and I remember the apostle. I've got it saved on my list. Apostle Ricard doing a video with, I forget that brother's his name, but his channel is DMV.
Sidion's
It's
DMV.
DMV, yeah, Bashar, yeah.
Oh,
I remember them doing a video ages ago, and it's about having bulls in righteousness, man. Because you should wanna go up the ranks, man. Now, there's you can do that deceitfully, or you can do that in a righteous way. But if you do that in a righteous way, that's a good thing, man. Like there's big guys, man, that ain't around no more, and it's like they were happy being sign holders, which is a good office. As Apostle Ricard said, if you're gonna hold a sign, do it to the best of your ability. If you're gonna hold posts, do it to the best of your ability. But then, if somebody says, all right, brother, you know, it's time for you to become a reader, nah.
Brother, that's what I'm saying. It's like a cut it short. How did I start off? Holding signs, or was it St. Pancras, King's Cross?
We all did, man.
You know, that's that humility. So brothers here, I'm testament. These brothers have built me up, and I'm thankful for that as well. Tawada for that, brothers. All you brothers across the globe, beginning with the elder apostles, and all you brothers from GMS London Central, all of you, Tawada, because I wouldn't be in this position I am in today. So I just want to say thank you, man.
Central London camp, man.
Hold post, man. And you be holding posts, right, and like your arms start feeling heavy, man. But it's like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna hold this.
I'm switching a lot as well. I know people are probably thinking, why does he keep switching? Because my arms are tired.
But then even with holding posts, right, people think you can just be oblivious, standing there, not listening. No. If the topic changes, you gotta change the sign. So that's a valuable office, man. That gets people's attention. That's walking past, man. You know. But then there's been, as I was saying, there's been examples of guys, and it's like it's time to, okay, now you gotta be a reader, and they don't want to read, man. They're just happy staying at that level. Now you can't be doing that, man. You gotta have bulls in righteousness. It's like I was like that, man. Yeah, one day I want to be a reader. You know, then from being a reader, like, yeah, one day I want to be able to speak, man. You know. But if you pursue that in righteousness and it ain't gonna happen overnight. You know, you can be on signs for good like a year or two. You know, then you could be in reading for a not longer than that, man. But guess what? If you want it in sincerity and in truth, the Lord will give it to you, man. You know, every and that's the thing. The scripture says, "I'll make him of quick understanding," man. Every brother should be at the level. And I remember Apostle Tahar saying this, man. If you've been